Yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 826. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Billy. What's up, Billy?
Tell the truth, Moffat.
Tell the truth.
The truth.
Tell the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations, fresh from the Quad Cities.
What's up, Chris Al?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Sally?
What's up?
What's up, Ray Ray?
Moffat, tell the truth. That won't happen for a few series just yet.
So, honestly, if I was a PR person, I would constantly tell Moffat to just shut up.
Yeah, same here.
Because,
Yeah.
if he was ever, tortured, water torture, he would,
God.
everything.
Oh,
He would
God.
say,
your secrets.
I wanted revenge against that son of a bitch for leaving, and I did this. It's like, the stuff that's coming out of his mouth, it's like, he's
Let Amy die.
He's like,
what do you say, Chris?
Okay, well, this is kind of long, but I'm gonna.
That's fine. We have to.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna focus on the main part of it here.
Okay.
He says, it says not only that, but Stephen Moffat felt that season 9 got off to a rough start. To have a little fanfare in reintroducing Peter Capaldi and Clara's adventures, and he says, end quote. The first episodes are tough, and I feel as though I slightly fumbled it last year by not having a new thing in The Magician's Apprentice. It was the same Doctor Who, the same companion. I'm sorry, it was the same Doctor, same companion. You want to persuade people to tune in because a brand new thing is happening, end quote.
And he even said the line, same old, the Doctor and Clara, board of the TARDIS, or whatever. Same crap. Okay. But the main thing of that article is Series 7.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'll go into that here.
Yeah.
It says, okay. I didn't know you wanted me to go into it. I'm
Like, okay.
7, yeah.
yeah, we want to talk about
Dramatic
Matt Smith series.
pause.
Yeah, we want to
Okay,
talk about
so-
Matt Smith Star series.
It says, quote, there was a long time when I thought I'd only do 3 years. That was the absolute plan. But I didn't enjoy my third year as much. It was a bit miserable, and the workload was just insane. I wasn't coping as well. No one else's fault, all mine. The 50th was looming, and I didn't know if we could make it. It was a tough time. It was a tough time, excuse me. My darkest hour on Who was that, end quote.
He basically went on to say that he had to do Sherlock, right? He basically said that he couldn't get doctors for the 50th, which was baloney.
Yeah, anybody would have stopped in if given the chance.
So he basically admitted, and here's the funny thing, where I like it when he tells the truth, because the reason why I like it when he tells the truth is because how many times did I do podcasts, and how many times did I say that this season sucks? And how many? Scott knows. Everybody knows.
Yep.
How many people that on other podcasts that attacked me for saying my honest opinion? Now, the guy that did the friggin' crap says it sucks. What you gonna do?
I think I hear a lot of back.
Ghostbusters.
I said it. He wanted to have Christopher Eccleston be the one that killed everybody. Christopher Eccleston signed on. They even said he was at the spot filming, and he's reading it, and he's like, well, wait a minute. He was at the reading of it. He's like, well, wait a minute. I just regenerated. I looked at myself in the Rose episode. I didn't kill all these people. I'm not going to be the bad guy. I'm not going to ruin my legacy as the Doctor to kill everybody in children. No, I quit. And they had to do all this weird stuff to do that. You know, and
Sure did.
So, and he did not ask Sylvester McCoy or any of the other doctors to be in it.
Yeah, come on.
He wanted his doctors and his doctors alone. And he couldn't get his way, so he said, I couldn't get anybody. That's a lie. Peter Davison wasn't asked. Colin Baker wasn't asked. Paul McGann wasn't asked.
He was just simply covering his own ass. That's pretty much what it was.
Come on. And I bet
Tom
you,
Baker was the only one that
I
asked.
bet you, I bet you he didn't even ask Tom Baker. I bet you he threw him a big piece of change, said, "Get me out of this," basically. So
What are you doing, Billy?
I don't know. He's taking the attention away from the cast with his lips.
What? No, stop.
No. He's waiting for Moffat to tell the truth.
Those lips, those. What the hell are you doing, bro?
I was just listening.
All right. So
Don't get Botox, Billy.
So the thing is that he admitted it was a hodgepodge. It was garbage. I was at the filming of Angels Take Manhattan, and I saw different style films. Okay, and I heard that he was like, take this out, put this in, doing stuff on the fly. He said he changed the ending, like I don't know how many times, to Angels Take Manhattan. So, and then that's the same year that's the same season we got the Great Intelligence flop of a finale, that they had no build up for him. He just forgot to build them up. I mean, Chris, am I right? I mean, we were criticizing it heavily. Season 7.
No, I think you're right, and I feel for Moffat because it sounds like he was at a bad time. Maybe he should have stepped down. Maybe he should have said, I can't do all of this with Sherlock and with all this stuff.
Definitely.
Maybe I need to step down and let somebody else do it. This is why when I hear him say we don't have a writer's room, it's all separate, I'm like, maybe this is why you need one.
Yeah.
His idea of a writer's room is write this, write that, thank you.
Right. And I'm obviously, none of us, we're not professional writers like that.
No.
But maybe that's why you need one. Maybe if you need help, you have other writers there. You say, listen, I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. I need help with getting this all together.
It's in your hands.
That's what happened. And I think that's why whenever I see these sites criticizing people and saying, oh, the reason why this season was the best, it's like, no. If a season is bad, I mean, if that's your opinion, that's fine. If you like the season, great, whatever. But if something is bad, just because it's Doctor Who, you don't have to praise it.
Right.
Bad
Not every episode is
No. I remember a lot of the originals that I wasn't that fond of.
What are you talking about? Sleep No More was amazing.
If there's a bad episode or a bad season or something like that, it's okay to call it out so that these people see it and they go, oh, the fans, the correct response, in my opinion, is, oh, the fans didn't like that. Let's see why they didn't like that and not make those mistakes again and move forward. You should look at every episode and say, what can we learn? Even if it's like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest episode ever, say, what could we have done better?
People flat out called us haters for not liking the season. In fact, they even went as far as saying that I don't really like Doctor Who, you're a phony. No, I'm sorry, I only have like 2,000 videos of Doctor Who. But anyway, it's like, come on, man. And we like Doctor Who like everybody else, but if we don't like a season, we don't like a season. There was other people that used to be on my show that friggin' hated David Tennant, that they just was ripping. But then when Matt Smith came aboard, they were like, everything is 100% million thing. So I'm not a hater for not liking certain things with Doctor Who.
Everyone has to have an opinion.
No, man, you gotta love it all. There's gonna be I'm telling you, I'm already waiting for my new favorite episode. It's a sequel and a crossover, like two-parter. It's called No More Sleep for Love and Monsters.
No. The sequel is going to be the sequel is going to be called Poop No More. That's what it's going to be. That's what's going to be. Those creatures are going to come alive. The whole family.
And Mr. He's going to have a cameo.
It's going to be called Dead No More, and it's going to be called over The Walking Dead.
And then they're going to advertise the next Christmas special with billboards of Pink on the Couch.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to know what happened there with Pink.
In all seriousness, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right. It's almost like things would happen in the show, but then they would go nowhere. And
Yeah.
Or they would introduce something and they'd be like, it's just this.
Yeah.
They did with the
thing,
whole,
like, how did the Great Intelligence travel through time all of a sudden?
yeah.
It was like the Neosphere, who that wasn't explained properly. They're going to find Time Lord technology in the Neosphere. How did Missy get that?
No, but in this instance, He traveled to Trenzalore in the future with Jenny, and it's like, you kidnapped them, and it's like, how are you traveling through time?
Yeah.
Like, that makes, and didn't explain anything. So if he could travel through time, right, then why did he need the time stream to go in there then? Made no sense. And then
most of the reason
collapsed in on itself.
Right. Most of the reason that, people like, who make podcasts like us or video casts, whatever you want to call them, and we call things out is we notice these inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Anybody who pays attention to the show, any show, if you're not calling out the inconsistencies, right? And there's a lot of, if it's something small every now and then, it's not a big deal. But these were like plot holes that were gaping in the show, and it was just like, are you going to explain that? No, don't worry about it. Well, how can I not worry about it? You're telling a story, and you got this massive hole in it.
Yeah, this big old elephant in the room, and
it doesn't flow. It doesn't flow. When I'm sorry, this maybe it's just me, but when I get 4 or 5 massive plot holes in a story that's trying to be told throughout a 13-episode series, I have to go back and say, well, what about this?
Mm-hmm.
Or why did this happen? And when I'm told you're a hater because you're worried about that, first of all, I'm not worried about it. It's a TV show. But second of all, this is a show I'm interested in. We're all interested in it. We want to know why things are happening the way they're happening. And if you don't explain it to us, when we say, can you tell us why? Don't come at us and be like, no, stop being a hater.
And then come back like 2 seasons or 1 season later and say, oh, we screwed up. We're sorry. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's like Gallifrey and Sister Vulcana. How did they get onto Gallifrey?
Yeah.
Exactly.
How do certain characters know certain knowledge? Why, when the Doctor travels back to Davros, they're not major consequences?
From the Time Lords,
why did Chewie not get hugged? I'm just kidding.
And what was the line that he said in that article, Chris, about he was really upset that his friend Matt Smith was leaving?
Yeah, he was trying to get him to stay.
And he wrote everything he did as if he would stay, meaning he was not going to answer anything.
But I tell you, to this day, I didn't mean to cut you off, but to this day, I still believe that Matt Smith leaving was a shock.
Yeah.
Everybody, fans, Moffat, the BBC, the writers, the producers, I think maybe even Matt Smith's agent, maybe if he has one. Maybe they didn't even know. Personally,
I honestly think he told Moffat, but Moffat didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, I think
Matt Smith didn't want to believe it.
He probably thought he was joking and just having a laugh with him.
Well, in my opinion, if you look at the stuff that Peter Capaldi did, right, it almost felt like that was supposed to be Matt Smith's stuff.
Like stuff, yeah.
Because to this day, I feel like, and I hate to say this, I really do, because I like Matt Smith, but when I go back and watch his seasons, I feel like he was a placeholder. Like he was there for now, but then we're gonna start his story later on in his other seasons. Like we're gonna have a big story with him, and then he left before that happened.
I mean, you could tell from having Dark Water to Death in Heaven, right? That you end the finale with Missy reviving every single dead member of Earth to do a dance for the Doctor for his birthday. And then you have Santa show up in the TARDIS. That's the biggest pile of monkey crap I've ever seen. I mean, he must have been on something when he did that. Because there's no way.
I don't know what he was drinking.
Putting Santa in the end of that episode was the absolute worst thing in like history of Doctor Who. That's even worse than making the lady a cement block and then having fun with the guy. I mean, that's like, honestly.
I thought you said Sansa for a second.
No,
you did.
I was like, "Who are you talking about?"
Cement, no, putting Santa in the end of the episode of Death in Heaven. That was the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. In fact, the fact that Santa was in the episode was the stupidest thing. I think
What's up, Scott?
Frost in there, but
But that whole, getting briefly back to that whole Love and Monsters thing, to this day, I think the whole talking block, I still think we were seeing that point from Elton's viewpoint, and then
he was just nuts.
yeah, he was just nuts.
Maybe
He
he
was just so distraught that every time you saw that slab talk, we were actually seeing it from his point of view.
Probably.
Because more I watched, because I went back and watched like 2 or 3 times. Anytime that block talked, they never had the recording bar around the never
Right.
had the recording border. So I'm thinking that was seeing things from his point of view.
Probably crazy.
Like you were senile.
Well, we got our Love and Monsters. We got Sleep No More. That was our.
Yeah, there's our Love and Monsters right there.
And then we're
Yeah.
getting a sequel to it, for which is
No
ridiculous.
more sleep for love.
Unfortunately.
That was the episode that Peter Capaldi walked out. He's like, "What the
Dude.
doesn't make any sense."
He'll
know-
probably walk. He'll
you
probably
know-
walk out again and go, "Why the hell am I doing this episode again?"
You know what the biggest disappointment was with Capaldi for me was the why he chose the face.
That was
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Oh my god!
And
I
also-
I
and
was
also-
so excited for that.
And also his choice of clothes.
Yeah, the pajamas, the hoodies, and then you go into the blazer at the end.
Like it was such a half-assed explanation. Like
It doesn't make sense.
at least do something crazier.
He
Like,
always takes.
The Hugh
Why
Hefner
would-
watch
why
was
would that
Doctor
mean?
Who, basically.
I wouldn't have even cared if it was something crazy like Fob
It was
Watch.
his dad's face. Like it was his dad's face.
Like, what if it was like just something like ridiculous? Like he used the fob watch to hide again, and he was human for a while, and then he ended up having a kid, and then and then that kid like was like the ancestor of the guy from Torchwood.
Well, they said that he was. The kid was the ancestor.
Was he really?
They said, and that's why he killed
Okay.
himself
I
because
didn't
he
even
wasn't.
know that.
No, they did say
Pompeii.
that. Russell T. Davis did say that that's why he had to kill himself because he wasn't supposed to be born in the first place. So it was like,
The repercussions of Pompeii.
yeah.
I think the biggest problem with Doctor Who right now is that they start things. This is how it feels like to me. It's like they start things, but then they get like they start looking at what they started, and they're like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, they try to rewrite halfway through the season, and then they,
Because like you brought up, Billy, that when you really think about it, and this is one of those this technically isn't a plot hole, it's just a poor explanation. Excuse me. It just why the explanation he gave for choosing that face was that he needed to still save people.
I was stupid.
But where in Matt Smith's time was that ever an issue?
yeah.
What would make him in those few seconds that he regenerated? That means he either made the choice to turn into Capaldi when he first got the regeneration energy from the Time Lords, or which this one makes more sense to me. Right when his face changed, which was literally like half a second. What happened in those few seconds that made him go, I got to remind myself to save people? Shh,
Yeah.
Peter Capaldi. Why?
Nothing.
Wouldn't it have made more sense for the Time Lords to choose it for him so that somehow it would lead him to Gallifrey? There was a
Maybe
reason.
Gallifrey was
more
in Pompeii
intelligent.
or something. Maybe they did some. They were miniaturized. They were in Pompeii. It was a reminder to go to Pompeii. You know,
Perhaps.
I mean, that's. He said it himself. I don't want to be old. So if he could control the regeneration, he wouldn't be old.
And the thing, you know what? Every time we think about this and we talk about it, the one thing that always comes into my mind is they did it to make Ashilda more important.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the thing that disappoints me, is that character, in my opinion, was such a failure in the show that they wasted it on that.
Arya Stark from Game of Thrones.
Love Maisie Williams, but
Arya Stark from Game of Thrones is one of the greatest characters. And he booted it. He ruined her. She should have never been a Captain Jack character. She could have the mystery could have been that for some reason she's still alive and you don't know why. And
they're
they
just going to
explain later
ruin
on.
everything.
They could have stuck anybody in that character other than Maisie Williams. She could, and still it would have worked out better.
Why couldn't they just use
That's
Captain
true.
Jack? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm with you. They could have easily done
If Captain Jack's going to be in the Christmas special now, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Why couldn't they? Yeah. Why couldn't they use him then?
Plot twist: Shield is the face of Bo.
Or any of his other stuff.
No,
Yeah,
that's,
sure.
that's just ridiculous.
There's no way that she's alive at the. I honestly, you know what I bet you? Honestly, I honestly believe Missy dropped her off there. There's no way she lived through that whole thing. No way. She working for Missy.
You know what I'm really wondering here, and I really hope they don't do this, but the more and more we talk about it, the more and more I'm like starting to convince myself that this is what's going to happen. I have a funny feeling that this Christmas special is going to be all about her and Clara, and if Captain Jack is there, because remember the doctor said, "Oh, you'll meet him one day."
Yeah.
With Shilda. I have a very funny feeling that it's going to be something like that.
So it will be Clara, Ashilda, because she's
Versus
not doing
Captain
Game of
Jack.
Thrones now. She's not doing Game of Thrones now because it's done. Until
With Captain Jack. No,
they're free to film. Possible. In fact, didn't supposedly you're supposed to film that before Series 10? Maybe
apparently
they
not.
filmed that already. Maybe they filmed it already. Maybe they secretly filmed it. I'm telling you.
It's possible.
They probably did something that they only need 3 weeks, right? So they probably filmed it on a soundstage.
She was on hiatus, where, in other words, okay, you do this many hours here with Game of Thrones. She dives over here, does the Doctor Who, does her bits for Doctor Who, and then that way she comes back and does.
Well, listen to this. Nobody could see them filming it because it's on a soundstage. So a whole TARDIS diner scene is like 5 minutes. Him and his TARDIS is like 5 minutes. That's 10 minutes. It's a 45-minute episode or maybe longer. All that stuff is in space probably, not even on Earth. So finally we'll get like a whole space Christmas episode.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, hold on. I want to
And
lighten.
Nardol's probably in it too.
I want to lighten the mood here, Chris. Can I
Oh, there you
please hear you say the Time Lord lied?
The Time Lord lied!
Love it. Woo!
That's right.
Bravo.
That's the only thing that we'll get to cheer about.
That's right. Moffat has to explain
The Moffat lied.
everything this season.
Always lies,
Everything.
Scott.
He has a whole season to explain it. He has to explain the voice in the TARDIS. He said that Madame Clavarian's coming back. He has to explain it all.
Including Scott's facial hair.
No, including the Time Lord lies.
And I have a feeling that he's not going to explain it all.
I don't think so
And I
either.
have a feeling he's going to throw something else in there that's going to be like, what?
Yeah, there's another big elephant in the room.
He's making it so tangible that Chris Chibnall's going to go in and go, "Oh, I've got to sort this mess out. Why did I bother?"
It's funny how
I've got a mess to clean up.
the Doctor's traveling through time, Master's traveling through time, but all their kids are dead and their grandkids, possibly. Like the Master's kids, his kids. I mean, the Master had a daughter, right?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they be alive?
I hope Chibnall, because we don't know, I hope he's not worse than Moffat.
Now he's gonna have a war room, but like writing. Like,
Well, we can only hope.
This is what he said. You're gonna have like Knights of Camelot and stuff. It's gonna be like a big thing, and he's probably gonna let them do their own stories without telling them what to write.
Capaldi's going to regenerate into Rowan Atkinson.
No.
And
Moffat's gonna have
he'll probably say, okay, maybe if you tweak it this way. I mean, that's all he says. Just tweak it this way. And that's all the only hands-on he'll have.
I just hope he don't put something in class that really pisses everybody off.
Yeah.
I want that doctor thing.
He better not. He better.
I hope he doesn't.
In other words, this garbage where you want to save all this stuff for class, so Doctor Who suffers.
I don't know why, but ever since you said it, Joe, I really want to see the socks episode.
Yeah. Where do they go?
Where do they go?
I want to see these adventures that Clara said, "Oh, like be the doctor that I remember with the blazer." What episode was that? When you crowed? Because I don't see you many episodes with him with the blazer on, unless there's hidden adventures we don't know about.
like the 50th with him. Because in the
But
50th,
he's
he
wearing
wore,
pajamas or hoodies or whatever the hell he's wearing.
didn't he though? Did he in the 50th when we saw him for the first time? He was wearing a blazer, weren't he?
He was wearing. Yeah. And are we just going to forget about that? Like he's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
Yes, we are. I honestly
Once
think
you forget.
we're going to forget about that. I really do.
That's why he gave us Sleep No More to
Yeah.
put us to sleep so we would forget it.
I just have one question because supposedly he said that his friends were on him still so bad that he may undo the 50th with that whole Gallifrey thing with John Hurt. You think he's still going to do that or no?
What?
No.
No, he's leaving.
I don't see him doing that.
Too
No,
late.
that would be way too convoluted.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do, but he better answer some
Just
questions.
give me another Robin Hood episode. I like that one.
That one was good.
That was Gatiss, by the way.
Was that Gatus?
Or even,
Yes,
do
it was.
one, if we're going to do something like
I
that.
like that episode too.
do
Robot
one with,
Sherwood.
Lone Ranger or even the Shadow or Doc Savage.
Ooh.
There's so much stuff they could do with Doctor Who. First of all, they got to stop making it boring. Okay?
Yes.
I don't want him to travel to the end of time again. I don't want him to travel to the beginning of time. I don't want him to have the fear, I'm going to die. Like every doctor has this fear, I'm going to die. What am I going to do? Matt Smith had it twice for crying out loud that he was going to die. Okay? So like, and then,
Earth Adventures.
it's like David Tennant used the regeneration, kept his face. Matt Smith used regenerations, kept his face. Let's not copy off each other. Okay? Let's do some new stuff.
Joe, after you finish like all of your books that you've got in the pipeline, just write for Doctor Who.
I could tell you so much stuff I would do with this show. And I would make it fresh.
Oh, I've heard it.
I would make let me tell you something. I would make it where something happens and he's trapped in a parallel universe and he has no idea what effing races there are, what the laws of time are. He has no freaking clue.
They
And it's
did
so
that.
fresh.
They did something similar to that in Big Finish with Christopher Eccleston. He had, and when he eventually got out of it, they exited and he encountered the Daleks.
And you could do a thing where he goes into this alternate reality and the Daleks rule Earth, and then they could explain with all his adventures that every time he did something, all those people were put into alternate realities. Like his granddaughter is actually on an alternate reality because we're always traveling. She's not in his reality.
So wait, he's like all upset because he's separated from his reality?
No. He's punished by the Time Lords, maybe. So he's locked into this alternate reality, and he's trying to find a way to get back, or how to find a means of telling what reality is what to go.
How about this?
So his reality is separated from that, right?
The Black Guardian.
No. Basically, his reality still exists. His universe still exists. But he's sent into another universe, and then he has to deal with the problem of, well, how would I ever be able to have the technology to track what universe is mine if there's a quadrillion universes?
So it's just he himself has been separated.
Him and the TARDIS are in another universe.
Okay.
And you could do the whole Merlin thing.
Mm-hmm.
With the battlefield that they said there was adventures where the knights were in the TARDIS with him and stuff like that. And he trapped her in ice and all that stuff. And they called him Merlin. You could do 3 episodes on that. He could go to... He could go to find out that the Daleks have taken over Earth, and that's where his granddaughter is, not on his universe, but in another universe, because of all the times him regenerating, doing different things, he basically split it where those are all alternate universes now.
There can be
the Imcron Crystal.
There could be an episode where he's just really upset about it too, about being separated from it, and the episode can be called "The Sorrows of Separation."
It's a universe that nobody knows who he is. Nobody. It could be a thing where one Dalek got through the universe and took over a whole galaxy. One Dalek. And doesn't even have the means to replicate himself. And basically he has to deal with like an angry king Dalek or something. But they could do a thing where, the possibilities are endless. They could actually do... You can go on different planets.
Mm-hmm. Who would you cast as your master?
Billy Piper.
Mm-hmm.
After Penny Dreadful, Billy Piper. I would have the master say, you know what, I'm really going to mess with you, and then purposely take that form. Purposely. Just
that'd be sick.
Ultimate bad wolf.
screw with him totally. And of course, the Doctor I would have him regenerate younger, yeah. But I would be up to David Morrissey being the Doctor, absolutely, because Romana took the form of Princess Astra, so he just liked that form. So if he could choose his face, he chooses that face.
I just want a whole season with episodes written by us. That's what I want.
Yes.
Just us, just this group of people right here.
I would definitely do a Bermuda Triangle episode.
Yeah. Oh, speaking
Absolutely.
of which, I was thinking of something like that involving the Sixth Doctor while coming home.
And that has something to do with the Time Lords and the past. And
what I was thinking is the Doctor arrives. It takes place between the first Woodstock and when the series returned in 2005.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. And he had inadvertently picked up an Asian gal who mistakes the TARDIS for a uniquely designed porta potty. All right. He re-meets Benton, who's now part of MI5 or MI6. This nuclear missile, which they had plans on using in Vietnam, was being transported under the guise of a pleasure craft, so nobody would figure anything out. It's taken by modern day pirates. They inadvertently have it go off, ripping a hole in the Bermuda Triangle. In turn, what has been happening in the Bermuda Triangle could be the reverberations of this act.
mm-hmm.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Scott's smart.
I would also bring back Queen Nefertiti and have that aliens are constantly landing in Egypt. And he has to stay in Egypt for a little while because something's going on and he don't want to alter the whole timeline where these alien races are taking over the Earth in the past.
And if there's ever a sequel to The Fisher King, I want Chris to write it.
No,
I would
I'd
definitely
probably
bring back the Dream Lord. I would say that the Dream Lord was actually the Master, just so you could see that Matt Smith was with the Master. I would have John Sim regenerate into Toby Jones, and then you could have a whole backstory where he made this fake thing about pollen, and he's trying to mess around, and he's working, and you could have a whole multi-master storyline where Missy is just, for some reason, she's so crazy that she's interacting with her past selves to try to take down the Doctor, regardless of this friend garbage. And then she has to deal with the future Master, meaning I would bring Charles Dance.
Here you go. Every time Missy is talking to a past Master, she's looking into a mirror, but we're seeing it from her point of view. So we're seeing those alternate Masters chatting back with her.
That'd be cool.
3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Snaps.
They got to do better villains. They've got to have villains that are actually dangerous. Because
I would have bounty hunters.
Damn straight.
Yes.
These past few seasons, name a villain that was really dangerous.
There's a good season right there. The Doctor being hunted down by bounty.
Because people are tired that he erased all their databanks of him. Even the good races that he helped out, they're pissed off that that's a violation against their culture. That he messed with all their records, and they just sent a bounty hunter to take him out.
I don't know, Chris.
That's how they could bring back the Draconians, because one of the bounty hunters could be one.
Chris, iCrust is pretty dangerous.
I rest my case.
Just have the Ice Warriors. You don't need to do Sleep No More. Do the Ice Warriors.
Yes, I want an Ice Warriors or a Draconian one.
Yeah.
Or even a Sea Devils one.
I think they need to do villains that could possibly contend with the Daleks if they had to, because I'm tired of every time they introduce a new villain, it's feed them to the Daleks.
Yeah,
I would have Peter Capaldi this season encounter himself, Peter Capaldi, the Valyard, as the Valyard, and then he's like, "What did I become?" He goes back into the Dalek episode that he's dark. And then to prevent that, he regenerates rather than to become in that form and then you see the value of something happening, disappears or something.
I'm telling you, you know what they need to do? I've said this a couple of times before. I'm probably going to say it another 100 times. They need to have Matt Smith come back as Mr. Clever.
That would be great.
to be
There
a
you
villain
go.
in a two-parter. He needs to come back because we saw that Cyberman was alive at the end, or
Yeah.
still active,
Yeah.
I should say. At the end of that episode, Matt Smith should come back as that villain. And then you know what you do? You announce, this is how you market it. You announce Matt Smith is returning to Doctor Who. You don't say what. You do
That's
a
right.
reveal
That's right. There's the
where he
mystery.
shows up
Right
in
there.
the episode as Mr. Clever, and everyone goes, pardon my language, oh shit, we didn't see
Right.
that coming.
That would be fantastic.
Yes.
I like it.
And Billy Piper's the master. That'd be great.
Oh,
And
we got less than a minute. Oh, no.
the Dinosaurs crashing into David Tennant stars. How great would that be? Clara, what are you doing?
And then
Watch that twist.
No.
what?
And he would remember her. That would be the key.
Gaddis. Slamming into
Yeah.
the gas.
I could see it now. She has a picture of Matt Smith in her wallet. You got to regenerate into this guy now. She's the reason he regenerates into Matt Smith. There's another thing Clara did.
She made John Hurt regenerate. See that? It's like,
Ugh.
there you go.